After installing the Apache server and the Subversion extension, we have to set up them. To perform that, press Start, Run and open a DOSBox. In this DOSBox, type in the commands according to the documentation. This will create you a directory S4N repo, create a Subversion directory patch files in this directory, and will set up users admin and starter with according passwords. Be sure to use BC as first option, as it creates the htpasswd file. When creating the second user starter, be sure to only use B as option, because otherwise the htpasswd file would be overwritten. Now we have a correct htpasswd file that defines the user rights for the Apache server. Next we have to create the file s4naccess.txt. To do that, we open Notepad and enter the following text according to the documentation into it. The new text file has to be saved in the S4N repo directory under the name s4naccess.txt. This file tells S4N to use patch files as repository directory and defines it for usage with the user's admin and starter. Now we have to edit the Apache configuration. Click on Start, Program Files, Apache HTTP Server, Configure Apache Server, edit the Apache httpd.conf configuration file to open the configuration file. Scroll down to the end of the text file and paste the text according to the documentation. The text can be copied from the documentation. If you used S4N repo as directory, you don't have to change anything. Just leave the directories as they are. Save the file and close the editor. Finally, we have to restart the Apache server by opening the Apache Service Monitor and pressing the Restart button. Now we have to create the checkout patch directory. Open a DOSBox as you did before and type in the commands according to the documentation. This will create you a directory mygame. This directory mygame is used by the patch system to check in the game data into the S4N repository. Make sure to use the user admin with its proper password in the step where you check out the patch file directory. Stick to the documentation exactly at this point, please. Now the setup of Apache and the S4N extension is finished.